Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Expeditions Viking. In this episode, I'm going to mount the expedition to Britannia. And before I do that, I've got some skill points to assign. I might do a bit of crafting. Then I'm going to talk to my younger brother and my mother, Astrid, and then mount the expedition. So, let's have a look at the skill points first. So I've got 30 skill points to assign, and when I level these up, I will actually be able to pick a 4th rank in a skill. However, I don't know that I'll be able to assign any of those 4th rank skills because it will require too many points. So I'm going to look at the PC for now. I think I might level up. I'm going to grab stun. So that'll be handy to have there as a utility skill. The 3rd throwing rank could be useful as well. And then I think, yeah, leadership level 3. It might be worth grabbing 1 level in this at some point, but not now. I'm going to grab diplomacy level 3. I haven't really bothered about camping skills at this stage. And then maybe something in here. Relentless could be good. Dodge could be nice. Fencer is another one. Eventually end up getting all of these. Nimble could also be good. Actually, I'm going to grab that. So that brings my movement points up to 7. That could be handy, actually. Roskva, 24 points to spare. Rebuke could be nice to pick up. I'm going to need that at some point. I'm going to get it. I'm happy with what I've got here. Taunt is something I'm going to want to get at some point as well. Leadership is actually handy for the resistances. I think of it. Gives bonuses to both. Preserving. Yeah, I could level that up. What do we got here? Walk your shots, thick skin. Night owl could be a nice one. Mental resistance at night. I think that's a good one. Sexist is good. Go backstabber, sexist maybe. And then I've got 2 left over. Actually got 172 points there. So it's 3. I don't have enough for a level 4 skill. Gunnar's got 19 points. It might be worth leveling this up. War cries for party bonuses. I think I will grab a point in that. An extra point. Mental resistance 100. Critical chance. It might be worth leveling up his repairing skill a little bit. So I've got both the movement points. Evade, definitely need that one. Going to grab low profile. I'm going to get that on all of my characters that aren't Gunnar. Now I do, so as life-stealing a character that doesn't have it, because I want people to be targeting him. Quick feet could be useful, actually, for him. Fences, only 3 points. I should grab that, actually, if I don't have it. I don't have any points spare. I'm gonna go with thick skin. I think that's a good one to grab. As life, got 3 and 3 here. Throwing, I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm happy with what I've got here. Yeah, I think I'd rather grab some points here, so I'm gonna grab nimble. Give him an extra movement point. It'd be nice to bump his physical resistance up so he doesn't get stunned, which would be cool. Gonna grab Fencer. Relentless is nice. Good Patient I need to grab at some point. I'm gonna go Fortune Favored for now. Nephew, I've got 21 points, got 3 in Spear. Don't need Rebuke, I don't think. Faint. Haven't used that one before. It might be handy to grab Witchcraft on Nephew at some point. Go with Strider. I reckon it's handy to have the movement points. She's got Backstabber, she's got Sexist, Quick Feet. Could be nice as well. I'm gonna go Thick Skin. We want some resistance to being stunned. Ketil, 29 points. Healing is definitely what I want. Could be handy to get that up. How do you stabilize people that are on the ground? There's got to be a way to do it. Maybe it's only something you can do in Expeditions Conquistador. Cure, yeah, that could be nice. Sexist, Fortune Favored. Movement points. Sharpshooter, gonna grab that one. Go with Fortune Favored. And I'll get Hardened soonish on him as well. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. And I should probably level up some of the skills of my skill monkeys. Let's have a look at what Adis has. Just want to spend some points. Heavy Sleeper could be nice for her. Repairing, Preserving, Cooking. Grab a couple in Throwing. We're just looking to throw some points around here. Low profile. Yeah, whatever. Hull Cutler, what does she do? We'll go Unarmed level 3. She's the crafter, right? Get a couple points in Artisan. Armor Smithing level 4. I'm really looking forward to upgrading that. I'm not too far off it either. We'll get Heavy Sleeper at some point. Yali. What's he do? Witchcraft. Get that up to level 3. He's got Heavy Sleeper, he does Guarding and Preserving. We just need to blow some points here. We've got 16 left over. Grab the axe. And then Greeter. Bow level 3. Healing level 3. And then that should be good for now. Alright, let's mount the expedition. We've recruited a full crew. Let's end the campaign. Alright, so party selection. So it is possible to replace party members. So you can dismiss characters and go and recruit more from Reeb, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with the NPCs that I've got and also the pre-made characters that you're forced to make. This painted background reminds me of the movie The 13th Warrior. Yay, Vader Firsterman. If you haven't seen that movie, it's worth watching if you like Vikings. Everyone is gathered at the shore to watch as your beautiful new longship is launched. If only Horleif were here to see this, your herd gathered in front of your ship, he would be so proud. And then you go, we'll return soon and bring back the means to build a strong clan. Goodbyes only get more difficult the longer you put them off, so you've got to go and talk to everybody. You don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So Torvin is happy with his ship. Aldebrun, talking about the ship. Who else has got some? Rurik. Let's speak to Rurik. I see no hope or glory out there. When I gaze across the ocean, all I see is absence and loss. Don't be so dramatic, I will return. The shame I feel because I dare not follow you is overwhelming. You fret for no reason. Take care of yourself. What a wuss. Who else is... I think it's just everyone here that I've got to speak to. I don't think there's anyone in town that I need to go and talk to. Let's talk to Smithy. I need your help. I haven't told Mum that I'm leaving. Of course. Alright, so nephew hasn't told her mother that she's leaving Denmark, so I better go and do this quest first. And she's going to take her sweet time walking there. Might give me a morale boost with nephew. So in the original game, there was none of these. If I go to the, you must spend 175 skill points. That's kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, but it's almost like it's like a leveling system, like, you know, minimum experience to go up a level type thing. There was no such thing when the game launched, and the game, as a result, was a lot easier than it is now, because you could get to like the 4th and 5th level of weapon skills and other things very easily. And then very late in the patching cycle, the developers changed it and put in those limitations. And then since then, the game is a little bit more difficult than it used to be. Oh, what have we got here? We've got some extra items that are available now. I'm going to grab these. And I actually don't know if there's any Let's Plays on YouTube with the new settings. Nephew has something to say. No, you can't. You have to stay. And then I have to... I need her by my side. She's one of the most skilled warriors I know, or you'll be fine. I'm gonna go, I need her by my side. She is not a warrior, she's my little girl. And then I've got level 2 leadership, so I'm gonna use that one, and then that gains morale with nephew. Oh, thanks, Bjordis. We'll see you again in a few months. Great. And then I think nephew already had 10 morale anyway. Brianna's not at her stall, I think, because she's at the shore watching me go. In the meantime, there's some containers that I can loot. I'm not going to take what's there. to the ship. Oh, there's even a container on the shore that I can take. Is Brianna actually here? I don't see her. Which is interesting. No. Okay. Chosen a good morning to sail out. Clear skies, calm water. What do you think we'll find? Large, rich temples built right against the coast, undefended and ripe for pick and glean. Got anyone waiting for you at home? I'm not going to ask if I can trust him. I know I can. How's life? Is your family not here? My family is not pleased about recent events. They wish for me to stay here to help on the farm, protect the clan. There's the crew that will make it strong. There's no telling what we'll find over there, but with me as your bannerman, you'll have nothing to fear. You are the strongest warrior among us, but don't let it get to your head. Are you ready to go? So he basically wants to be the bannerman. I think if you make him the bannerman, it increases your morale. I don't actually know that that particular assignment has any story. It doesn't really have much choice and consequence to it. I think it's basically just a way to make Aslife a bit happier. Where do I put my stuff? Anywhere you want. Is this all you have? One can change your clothes. I live in a bog with an old woman. Okay, fair enough. How did Hall detect the news? Yep, fair enough. Who's going to look after her? Adis's boys. Probably for the best. You can ask her a lot of questions. I'm just going to go, alright, go on the ship. That's fine. I need to speak to Adis and Kettle. So I'm guessing that's her husband and her boys. You boys take care of your granduncle now. Can't very well handle the farm himself. So she's an old woman. She'll be serving us some fine meals on our journey. That's her most useful aspect, I think. Alright, and Kettle. Finish. So they're not his parents, they've adopted him. I wouldn't let anything to happen to him. I don't think Sigurda and Lotta found it quite so easy. Great. I think I've spoken to everybody. And then I'm going to loot the container, which doesn't have anything on it, and go on the ship. You stand at the bow and count your crew. Everyone is on board now, getting acquainted with the ship, running hands along the wood, tugging at the ropes. Those who have shields slide them onto the slots along the railing. Sacks of personal belongings are stashed below the boards. Finally, they pick their seats according to size and arm strength and turn to you, waiting. You can no longer postpone it. You need to pick a bannerman. And we're going to go with Aslife. I will serve you well, Anders, and I'll follow you to Valhall if I must. You have my word. And then you get a choice of the speech that you give. So you don't have to give a speech as well. So you can say that you're going to plunder. I'm going to go with our enemies will see us robbed of our land and cast under their dominion. They think us weak. They think they have us cornered. For too long we have sat meekly by, trusting in the old laws to protect us. I will not squander the trust you placed in me. Your lives and health are my main concern. We're all hoping for wealth and glory, but what use are such things if we are not alive and well to join them? And then you can do like the greatness part. The the gods do not favour the cautious, so today we seize our own fate, just as each of us will ultimately travel alone to Valhalla, we will find the strength within ourselves to face whatever dangers await us. Whatever you were before, you are now Vikings. Get a morale boost for all your followers. Everyone claps, and now we're going to sail across the sea. Alright, so this is the world map. I'm going to zoom out as much as I can here. It's taking me quite a while on using the mouse wheel to zoom out. But we're going to be sailing to Scarborough in the north of the UK. So we're going to be going to Northumbria. I think there's some scripted interactions on the sea. You may have to. Looks like I'm going to get away with no. Oh, here we go. The waves are calm and Jotunheim is making slow progress. Suddenly, Carla yelps, "I got one! I'm not letting you escape, you big bastard!" While Cutler fights the fish for a long time, drawing cheers and encouragement from everyone. Fortunately, the fish is no match for Cutler's endurance, and she hauls it up onto the ship. Everyone cheers, and nephew quickly gets to work filleting and preserving the catch. You get 10 rations from that fish. That was a positive interaction. Excuse me. Britannia is the best part of the game, that's for sure. Britannia and Pictavia. Or say Northumbria and Pictavia, I should be saying. I would say when I get to the main city in Northumbria, that's probably when the game is at its best. Lots of cool quests. The skill level of your characters starts to become quite fun, and there's quite a lot of cool tactical battles as well. Men and women watch you disembark from the rocks above, silhouetted against a light grey sky. Down the beach, two brave youngsters keep a close eye on mysterious strangers and their imposing warship. I see a path up to the cliffs to the south. They'll be expecting us. And then Gunnar says, "No, they know we're coming. But they won't be expecting us." So there's a big church up on the hill, according to the dialogue. So you can plunder all of the Christian churches in this game as well. I can't remember if I've actually done that or not. I might have. Are they supposed to be crabs or bugs on the beach there? So the music track playing in the background is Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme. I quite like the music in Northumbria. Now there is a battle that happens on the beach. And there's quite a change in scenery. Denmark was quite grey and snowy, and this is more green, like the graphics in this area, this part of the world. The group who intercepts you above the cliffs display every indication of the classic angry mob, down to the prevalence of pitchforks. A middle-aged man at the front, hastily dressed in a cheap hide jerkin and wielding an actual spear, hails you in a language that tickles something at the back of your mind that doesn't quite translate into meaning. Hold up your hand in a peaceful greeting. The man in front, who you have you've already mentally labelled as the emissary mirrors your gesture as best you can without dropping his spear. He speaks a few more sentences, but they are no more understandable to you than the first. Ketchel says, I think I understand this. You understand what they're saying? Mostly, some of it. He was asking who we are and where we've come from. I think now he's asking us to come with them. How could this be? You've never left Skirn in your life. And Ketchel says, I assume Odin decided on a whim to grant me complete power over language just now. Why would I lie? Explain that we just need horses and we'll be on our way. He says, I don't know how to say that. I get their meaning, but I can't speak that language. The welcoming committee is listening to your exchange, and now fervent discussion is rippling through the ranks. They quickly seem to reach some sort of conclusion, and the youngest member takes off at full tilt down a path towards the woods. More cryptic declarations are transmitted by the emissary. Ketchel says he's asking us to stay, wait, something about a wise man, they're getting someone who can help. We'll do as they ask. A few tense minutes pass, the guarded looks crackling between your herd and the natives, and the uneasy shuffling feet on both sides contrast bizarrely with the calm waves against the beach and the pretty songs of the birds among the trees. Finally, the errand boy returns at a trot, trailing a tall man in a shaggy robe whose stride is far more brisk than ought to be possible, with sandals in such an advanced state of unravelment as his. As he reaches the welcoming party, the robed man lowers his hood and takes in the sights of your modest heathen horde with a slow, deeply interested look. A few words are exchanged between him and the emissary, and the robed man closes the distance between you, bows and introduces himself in a heavily accented Saxon.
Dominus Vobiscum, stranger. I am Brother Morcant. I have given my life to studying the ineffable beauty of God's work.
Okay, so he's a priest. I am Anders, son of Horleif, and this is my retinue. Whence have you come? He's calling me Lafford. We've come from Skirn on the coast of Jutland to the east. I believe we know your people as the Danes. We are the Danes or Jutes, or simply Norse, but those of us who go abroad are known as Vikings. We are Angles, and this is the kingdom of Northumbria. I myself am a monk, a servant of the Lord, and a travelling scholar of cultures, language, and faiths. We are here to seek allies in our struggles at home. Alright, so we're going to go and meet the chieftain of the village. While we're doing that, we're going to loot some containers. Don't mind if I do. Most of these are crafting materials that I'm picking up. Because the combat isn't that difficult in this game, you don't really need to make... you don't really need to use items that much. Okay, so I don't think I've ever played a character that has a high sense score. So these stones, I think in order to be able to talk to them, I think you need a good sense score, but I think also maybe one of the party members can do it at some point. Alright, let's talk to Morkulin. We are looking to buy supplies and horses. Norse, are you? We've had some visitors from your lands before. You are given to understand that visitor is used as a euphemism for a range of words along the lines of barbarian, savage, murderer, raider, plunderer, and so on. Will you tell me what happened when you last met people of our kind? A ship much like yours came to a small island south of here. The port mistook them for merchants and directed them towards Yorkwick, which I think it is York, but before they left they killed him and his men. We were lucky that they didn't come here. We feared their return ever since, and now here are you. We're going to say we are not raiders. Unfortunately, that reduces the morale for everyone except for Ketil by saying those types of things, because pretty much everyone else in the party is aggressive, but that's okay, I can get that morale back, no worries. Is there nothing I can do to gain your trust? If I may, this isn't a question of trust or even willingness. The village has no horses. A band of outlaws recently troubled the village. Are you suggesting we rout those bandits? If you were to drive the outlaws and reunite the villagers with their possessions, they would have the means to give you what you're after. Alright, no problem. And then Morkant wants to join, which I'm okay with doing, because it's always handy to have some extra skills available for camping and whatnot. I have never played a game, because like obviously Morkant is a priest of Christianity. I've never played a game that indulges that aspect, because I think you can essentially convert to Christianity in some sense in this game.
I have seen this symbol before.
The cross of the Frankish god. Estrid mentioned that they worship him here.
This could become a problem. There's no love lost between our gods and theirs.
You think the Franks might try to interfere with our activities here?
Exactly. We may have to make an example or two if they get bold.
We might have to indeed, nephew. Don't mind me, I'm just doing the usual RPG task of looting all of the available containers. Okay. Thank you. Now let's go and have a chat to these bandits. Well, maybe not a chat, maybe we will knock their lights out. Are there any skill point cans around here? If you listen very closely, you may be able to hear some Spanish in the background. Not from the game. I think I have to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a save of the game. I'm gonna come back a bit later because it's New Year's Day. I think I have to go and say hello on a Zoom call. So I'm gonna save the game here. Let's go Scar. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video here and then I'll start a new one soon.